Okay,
All right.
welcome to the Airmere Roundtable. Today is the April 1st of 2025, so happy April Fool's Day. Special guest Amy Meissner, and I've known Amy for a long time, and Amy's a great trader, a good friend, and she's got a really great trade, the A14. It's been very popular, very successful. A lot of people are making money with it and have very happy with it. So Amy's been doing it now for a while now, well over a year, with some good results, and Amy's been
The
making a
alert
few,
service has been going on for a little over a year and a half, or a year and a half, a little over
yeah,
that.
year and a half.
But I've been trading this strategy since 2020. So
Right.
just to
But she's been adding some new things to the service, and she wanted to explain to everyone what she's doing. So, welcome, Amy. Glad you're here, and looking forward to hearing more about what's new with the A14.
Great. Thank you so much, Tom. I appreciate it. All right. So, welcome everyone to the presentation today. I know we have to do the legal stuff, so I'm just going to get rid of that out of the way really quick. Aramira Corporation and Amy Meissner are not a broker dealers. The webinars and seminars given by Aramira and Amy Meissner are for educational purposes only. Options involve risks and are not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and this presentation is for personal use only. Okay, got that out of the way. Pause your screen if you need to read through the whole thing there. All right, so hello everyone. My name is Amy Meissner, for those who don't know me, and I really thank you all so much for being here today, or if you're watching the recording, thank you for watching. Yeah, I'm really excited to walk you through some pretty big expansion to the A14 alert service that I started about a year and a half, a little more than a year and a half ago. Um, I think it's something that really adds a lot more opportunity and keeps everything kind of grounded in the same proven strategy that's worked for so many of us. Um, with the current volatility that we've been having recently in the markets, I've been even seeing a lot more of these high quality setups than usual. So I've been posting them on the alert service for the alert service subscribers. And that has kind of prompted me to get a lot of feedback of people wanting to see more of that. And I have done some in the past, even in lower volatility environments. So I figured, let's do it. Everybody wants it. This is the perfect time, especially with the higher volatility. We might be seeing a lot more of it, through the next year or so. So I think it's the perfect time to really expand on what's available to the members, and so let's get into it. All right, so for those of you who might be new to me and what I do here, I began trading stocks and options in the mid 90s. I became a full-time trader in 2006. I specialize in high probability income generating strategies that really don't require sitting at the computer all day. My goal has always been to make a weekly and monthly income and consistent returns, regardless of the market environment. I've done speaking engagements and presentations for quite a few trading clubs and educational trading services. I have done trade alert services. This current one, the A14 trade alert service, is the one I'm running now. Lots of different workshops on my strategies and video courses as well. So that's a little bit about me. All right, so what is the A14 weekly strategy that's part of this trade alert service? It's basically it's become my flagship strategy, and it's been a real game changer for a lot of my students. It's a weekly trade, and it's designed for short-term growth, but rapid growth. And what's so powerful about it is that it provides structure, clarity, and control, which are three things I think traders need, especially in today's markets. So a little bit of background about this strategy. I developed it originally in 2020, and as you guys remember, there was quite a lot going on in 2020 with the COVID shutdown and all sorts of crazy things, and we were certainly in a higher volatility environment at that point. But I was trying to come up with something that we could trade in all environments, which is usually what I do with my trading strategies. And so I was developing this strategy then. And I basically used it to triple my account in about 15 months. So a little bit over a year, I was able to triple my account. And a lot of my students were asking me, hey, what are you doing? We'd like to learn. And so I created based on all of the different tactics that I was using, turned it into a, rules, more of a rules-based strategy, and offered it as a workshop. Um, and launched that in 2021, end of 2021, December 2021. And then in June of 2023, mid 2023, I launched an additional workshop to kind of go over more advanced concepts and tactics to trade the A14 that people wanted to learn. Like, more, not just completely rules based, but I want to have different choices of, I want to learn how to maybe maneuver a little bit more tactically with different types of adjustments and so forth. So I launched that in mid 2023. And then finally, I launched the A14 Trade Alert service in mid 20, just slightly after the advanced concepts went out. And that's been going pretty strong since then, since August 2023. So what, oops, did I skip something here? Hold on a second. I apologize. There we go. So what is the A14 strategy and the trade alert service itself? Basically, the A14 is a short-term market neutral strategy. I use the broken wing butterfly as my basic structure to start it, but it's a full trading plan. It's built for consistency, low stress, and has defined risk. It's created as a very short term, something I can do every week so that I can grow my account really quickly. The goal being 100 to 200% annually with this particular strategy, which it's been able to do, depending on compounding or non-compounding. In my personal account, I do compounding, so I've been able to do, 150 to 200% annually. In the alert service, I just do the same small trade every time. So I'm not really compounding, but traders can do whatever they want as far as the amount of capital that they want to trade with, or just paper trade it or whatever. So those goals are have been so far easily attainable. The strategy itself is taught in two workshops, the A14 original workshop and the advanced workshop, like I mentioned about with additional management tactics. And the alert service is where I actually send out weekly trade alerts and support through Slack. And this is done in real time. You get real trades every week, and I go through in detail the entry adjustments and exits of those trades as well as commentary. And then, of course, because everything's done in a private Slack community, it's really easy to kind of pay attention or be able to follow in real time because you have the access on your computer, you have access on your mobile devices, where you can watch the live trades and kind of follow along in the private Slack channel, which has been really just a great community. And I think why traders like and trust the A14 strategy in the service is what makes it so effective is it kind of removes the guesswork. It's very structured, it's consistent, and it pretty much performs really well in a variety of different markets. And, as you know, the markets change. We can be going through and humming along, and then all of a sudden we have some hiccups along the way, like we've had recently. And, so it's created as a market neutral strategy that's able to handle a lot of different market, whatever the market kind of brings. It's not, completely not, it can't, in other words, it's not like every single trade is going to be a winning trade, but it has a high probability regardless of the market is what I'm trying to say here. So, and like I said, members get weekly trade alerts and support through Slack. So, you're never left wondering what to do. And that community itself has become one of the, really great value of service because there's so much discussion going on between subscribers in the service, talking about their own trades or what they're seeing and so forth, and answering and helping other subscribers, as well as me, of course, answering questions as well. So it's been a great part of the service. Um, as part of the performance, as I mentioned, it's been, just a great strategy. It's been working. And since I started the alert service itself in mid 2023, it's seen consistent growth just with the class account. When this is without compounding, it's averaging 83% annually. And that's, like I said, without compounding. So it's a pretty good so far. You can see here in the nice, pretty steady growth graph here, and then the trade performance showing that since this is not the correct trade performance. I apologize. Oh, I see. I take that back. This is a month. This is done by the month. So there's been many more. So there's been 18 months where there have been profits and only 3 losing months. But there's been obviously many more trades because I'm doing this every week. So I forgot to change that trade performance to give every trade. But by month, the trade performance is listed here by month, not by trade. So, probably I think we're on trade number 83 right now. So there's been 83 weekly trades so far and only a handful of losing trades. So it's been very profitable. I think since I'm missing that, I'm just going to go really quick into here and see if I can just show that really quick so we can get the full picture there. Where is it?
Let's go to there you go.
There we go.
For the history.
Yeah. If I go here and I go back to, well, let's just take it back to 2023, refresh, quite a few more than just the 18, but so there was a total of like 83 trades. I think 82 total closed trades, 67 wins, 15 losses. So it's pretty robust. Like I said, it can handle quite a bit. So you can kind of see through here. There's a lot of winning trades. I think there's only been a couple times where we've had 2 losing trades in a row. And this is just a small trade. I only allocate as much as $5,000 per position, and that's with adjustments and everything, maximum $5,000. Most of them don't even come close to that for each trade in the service. Again, that's without compounding. So, all right, let's move on. So, what is new in the service? So, as I mentioned, the bonus trade ideas and setups are going to be new to the service. These are going to be in addition to the weekly A14 class trade that I'm going to do regardless. So I'm always going to put on an A14 model trade that continues on with full guidance. What's new is just the bonus trade setups and ideas that will be added regularly now. And this is not just going to be during high volatility markets, although with the recent elevated volatility, there's certainly a lot more options, especially a lot of no-touch options or setups that are coming that look like good setups that are bonuses. But even in lower volatility markets, I'll still be putting out, different types of trades. In other words, maybe I decide to choose a 14 DTE setup for the class trade, but maybe I found a 10 DTE or a 7 DTE or a 14 DTE with different strikes, or maybe a little bit of a different bias that also looked good. So I'll throw those out there as bonus setups as well for those who want to take those. So basically, members can choose whatever they want to trade. It just gives more flexibility and more control to you. So why this expansion matters. Again, there's more trade ideas mean more chances to practice and grow and learn. The bonus trades, again, they don't replace the A14, but they build on it. They actually complement it. So like I said, just more opportunities to practice those skills and to give you just more setups that people might want to take. Like I said, right now with the elevated volatility, I'm certainly seeing a lot more of these setups, especially the no touch type trades that really work well in this environment. But I'm going to continue posting bonus trades, like I said, even in low volatility markets, for different, maybe different strikes, different days to expiration, maybe a different bias. Maybe all of these are pretty new market neutral, but maybe I'll have a slight bias to the downside or a slight bias to the upside, that kind of thing. So it's basically a long-term enhancement to the service. So it's again, these will all be short-term, so you can choose your level of involvement with these, but just a more learning experience. Now, as I mentioned before, we've had good success in overall with the A14. Just for 2025, I've had 11 trades that have closed. I still have one open right now. Out of those, 8 have been winning trades. Only 3 account itself is up. But with the recent market volatility and market conditions, it really has required a little bit more adjustments than usual. However, it's actually what I think is more of a positive because it gives more chance to kind of explore the more advanced management tactics that I use. So you're kind of learning a lot more when that happens. And I walk through those in real time. So that's a good thing. And now with the bonus trades, that also enhances the alert service and adds more to it for those who want to take those or take whichever ones they want. So as far as the bonus trades, just as a quick snapshot, so far I've done about 13 of them. 8 of those have been just this year. I did a few in later in 2024. But I wasn't considering at that time adding it as a regular thing, just as some stuff came up. But with so many bonus setups that I've been doing just recently, a lot of my students were asking, can I include them on a regular basis, which is again why I decided to do that and say, yeah, I'm going to just start including these bonus setups, regardless of the market, and have more opportunity for you guys. They'll all be high probability, they'll all be well structured, and they'll all continue to be short-term trades. A lot of them, especially the no-touch ones, can be closed within 1 or 2 days. Some of them last a little bit longer, but they will be designed to be either no-touch or to be managed using the A14 strategy tactics, which you learn not only in the workshops, but also you learn additional stuff as you are going through the alert service, because I'm always adding, a different take. Depending on what the market does, I might do something a little bit differently than I can show in a workshop, because not all of those situations might have come about, right? So it's just a good way to learn and to practice those skills with additional setups, even if they're not no touch. So here's just a few examples of some of the bonus trades that I've sent out. The profit percentage I'm including here is based on the max risk or the max margin. It also includes commissions and fees. So if I was doing the percentage off of the price, it would be higher, but I kind of like to go on, well, how much risk am I putting in the trade? How much margin am I putting in? So I actually calculate the percentage on that. So here's just a few examples. For example, in November of 2024, I did a pre-election setup. It was a 7 DTE setup, which was posted on a Friday. In this case, 11/1, obviously before the election, and it hit its profit target on Tuesday, on election day, 11/5, 5.53% on that for a quick trade without any adjustments. Another one towards the end of the year last year, it was an 11 DTE trade. This one was considered a no-touch trade. It was posted on a Wednesday, and the following Friday, just 2 days later, hit its profit, actually above its profit target for an 8.02% profit. Another no-touch trade was posted on Wednesday, March 12th. So that's this year. That was more recently. This was a 9 DTE trade, and it also hit above its profit target the following Friday. So just again, 2 days in the trade, 7.56% no-touch trade. Another recent one was posted on March 28th, just recently. This was also a 7 DTE, no touch trade, And that's what happens a lot of times when we get the volatility. I can put on these no-touch trades, and that also hit above its profit target the following Monday. So in essence, it was really only on for one trading day at 6.39%. But like I mentioned, there's also going to be additional trade ideas that kind of take on not a no touch because it's a lower volatility market, but maybe just a different setup. So maybe the class trade will be a 14 DTE or certain strikes, but here was one that was a 7 DTE that I also liked and wanted to share, but I didn't take two class trades. I just did the one class trade for the class account, but I wanted to share this setup. So this was a 7 DTE trade meant for trading just like the A14 adjustment tactics that you learn in the workshops and through the service here, which was posted on December 20th, 2024, so the end of the year last year, just before Christmas. It did require an A14 style upside adjustment, but it was able to be closed the following Monday. And since Christmas holiday was coming up, it was one of those that was closed before a major holiday, so it was a little bit lower of a profit target for that, the 3.62%. But again, I'll be doing those as well. So just to kind of give you a flavor of some of the ones that went through. So there'll be a lot more of those throughout the year and throughout each month. So just a few things for those who maybe aren't familiar with the service or the A14. I just wanted to share some feedback from traders that are using the strategy. It's really been amazing getting this feedback from traders here, which I so appreciate. From absolutely love it and a must-have for serious traders to people saying they've made 30 times the cost of the class. These are not cherry-picked. These are real members sharing real results. Many of them appreciate how little time the trade takes and how consistent the results have been even in volatile markets. So just like I said, these are just a few of many, many, many testimonials I've been getting for this strategy and my service, the alert service as well. So you can take a look at those. And there's more on the sign up pages and so forth. Okay, so what kind of bonus trade ideas will you see? They're going to vary, but they fall into a couple of different categories. The HV7 style wide butterflies, HV7, if you're not familiar with that, is a strategy that I did, which is more of a triggered, it's only triggered in certain events. So it's more like if you get a trigger, you put on the trade with with the rules. It's set up as a no touch trade. It's great in high volatility markets, but doesn't hit very often. So I'm going to give you more of those in higher volatility markets, but they're not necessarily going to be, exactly waiting for that trigger to hit, just if I see something that looks good. In addition, I will also do like I said, the A14 style trades, maybe just different expirations or different strikes, or maybe a bias to the upside or the downside. But they'll all pretty much be a neutral stance, which I like to do. Some like the A14 or like the HV7 style or in higher volatility are going to be like a no touch trade. You're just looking for a profit target to hit, or if it happens to be a loss, then a max loss area or range. And then others are going to benefit from the A14 adjustment tactics. So that again you will have learned in the workshop and also in the alert service that you can manage yourselves, along with, of course, the A14 class trade, which I will manage and send out the alerts from start to finish with all the details for those. Again, these bonus trades are always going to be short term, just like the A14, and they'll be clearly explained as to what my intention is for them. So what do you get as a member? You'll get, obviously, you'll have signed up for one of the workshops if you don't already have it. So you learn the trade strategy itself. As a member of the alert service, you'll get the weekly A14 trade, entry, adjustments, exit, just like it's been with full guidance. I do that every week. You'll get the bonus trade ideas that are going to be added throughout the month. Some months, maybe there'll be more than others. And then, of course, I always include the Slack. There's a private Slack community where all of this is happening. So everything happens in real time. and I send out, commentary, all the different positions and what I'm doing, the position graphs, and I also support people if they have questions to me. Um, so you'll see, the full strategy in action every week with the community insight and direct access to what I'm seeing and doing, as well as those bonus trade ideas as well. Um, and then, of course, you have the Slack community itself, which is also a great value because people are sharing what they're doing, they're helping each other out, they're sharing ideas, um, and just um, the number of people that are in the service also helps because there's always people talking back and forth. So you're learning a lot from not just from me and them asking questions, but maybe they ask a question to me that you didn't think about. Um, they ask, they're helping each other out as well. So it's just a really good value, added value to the service, being having that Slack community in real time. So for those who aren't familiar with the workshops, you can learn more about them by going to aramir.com/ into each individual the detail about them. But basically, the original A14 workshop is the complete trading plan and strategy behind this A14 broken wing butterfly weekly strategy, from entry, exit, adjustment plans with examples, lots and lots of examples. So you have a full plan of what to do and why I created it that way. Then the A14 advanced workshop that I did in 2023. This gives additional, more nuanced trading tactics for managing the A14 that aren't shown in the original workshop. Just a much deeper dive into different adjustment tactics, maybe changing of the entry selection and so forth as well. And then the HV7, I put that in here because that's a signal that's basically triggered during very high volatility markets. It's a no-touch setup. It's very simple, has a very strong statistical edge. So I'll be doing more of those types of trades in here when we have high volatility, even though they might not be triggered. I'm highly recommend checking that out as well. Um, Together, these pretty much give you a complete toolkit for these types of short-term, high probability trading of these broken wing butterflies. So to celebrate this expansion, I put together a few limited time offers. As I mentioned, the people that are in the alert service itself have gone through one or both of the A14 workshops because I want people to have a really good understanding before they jump into the alert service. So for those who don't already own one of the workshops, I've created these a couple of different bundles for you. One is called the starter bundle, which is a great discount here. It includes the A14 original and advanced workshops and 1 month of free alert service. After that, it's $129 a month. And you can add the HV7 workshop for basically 50% off. So the starter bundle is $697 with the HV7 at 50% off, it's $896. So it's a savings of $626. So it's a really good savings there. And then the all-in bundle for $997, it includes the A14 original workshop, the advanced workshop, the HV7 workshops, plus 2 free months of the A14 alert service, and then $129 a month after that. And that's a total value of $1,651, but you save $654 there. So that's a really great value to get everything. And then, of course, there are a lot of folks that have that do have one of the workshops or both of the workshops, and they may or may have not tried the alert service. So if you're first time to the alert service, you've had, one of the workshops, but you want to sign up for the service, or maybe you've never signed up for the service before, or you've signed up for it in the past, but you aren't a current subscriber right now, offering the first month for 50% off, as well as if you're interested in the HV7 workshop, 50% off of that as well. So you can just go to your workshop class page to activate those offers for you. So that's available. And then the website to go to for these specials is aramir.com/A14 special. And that
Yeah,
should
I
take,
put it in the chat.
Oh, thank you. And that should take you to, oops, I had it there. To the sign up page. And you can learn more about these. There's a little description here, but you can learn more about these in the aramir.com/Amy, which goes into a more deeper dive of each of the individual workshops. If you want to learn more about those, it also has lots of testimonials and things like that. A little bit more. And that's, like I said, you can go to Aramir. Oops, let me move this down out of the way. Aramir.com/Amy, and that just takes you to where you can learn a little bit more about each of the individual workshops that I do specifically. But here's everything you need. And then if you, like I said, if you already have a workshop and you just want to sign up for the alert service, you get 50% off your first month. So this is basically for, let's see, if you already purchased, like I said, if you've already purchased one or both of the workshops, but you're not currently or haven't subscribed to the alert service, this is for you. Or if you have recently, you're not, you
You're
have
not
the
a
alert
current
before, but
subscriber.
you're not a
Yeah.
current subscriber. Maybe you canceled, I think, as of March 30th or before. Then this is a good reason to hop back on with all these new bonus trades. There's a lot more going on. Trying to add more things. I might be adding more things in the future as well, but this is a start. So let's, I think, like I said, love to see you guys inside the service. And I'm here to support you. And if you have any questions right now, I'll just take questions. So,
Okay, and I do have a page for this.
okay, so I'm going to open up the side screen so that I can put that there.
There's the page to go to.
Okay, let me get the chat. Hold on, chat. Um, okay, so I'm going to just put this over here. And there we go. Okay, have we figured out how to put conditional orders in TOS or IB to exit on? Well, you can put a conditional order, but once adjustments are made, you can't, like, for example, let's say I have an adjustment and now I've got a total of, 5 or 6 strikes to deal with. You can't put an order in for all of those at the same time, but in Thinkorswim is pretty robust in how you can enter orders. You can do something like, what is it called, Tom, when you have like one that kind of triggers another order?
An OCO, one
An
cancels the
OCO.
other.
Yeah, so if like one gets triggered at a certain price, the other one gets triggered, and you can put those both in at limit orders, and you can also set those limits to be like plus or minus a certain amount. It's very flexible in what you can do. That's probably something that would be a good little video to show. In interactive brokers, I'm not sure if there's what I'm not as familiar with interactive brokers. I'm not sure if there's the ability to do it quite like that. Tom, I know you used to trade in IB quite a bit. Do you know of anything that would be similar that might
It's
work?
been a long time.
Yeah. But I know in Thinkorswim, it'd probably be a good idea to maybe Tom and I can put together a little video of how to do some type of conditional order where have to do more than one order at a time. But there's no guarantee that, if one fills, a second one will. So it's not really guaranteeing that you hit your target profit. But what I prefer to do for myself is more or less have alerts that are set, or a separate spreadsheet that kind of gives me an alert that says, hey, based on all of the adjustments, or if you've had a few or just one or whatever, it looks like you've hit or exceeded your target profit at these prices. And then you kind of get an idea of which prices are going to hit the profit target for each piece that needs to be closed. So we can go over that again, but there is a spreadsheet for that. When you started in 2020, how many contracts were you trading? What factor or measure did you use to ramp up? So in the advanced A14 alerts or workshop, I actually included the compounding spreadsheet that I used to figure out how to compound the number of contracts based on how much I was using. For everybody's different. For me personally, I liked to try to limit the amount of capital that I was using for my whole account to like, anywhere from 50 to 60%, something like that. Um, Maybe it'd go over a little bit if I had additional adjustments. But basically, I would, whatever my number of contracts were, depending on, what my setup was, every setup might have a different um, amount of capital needed depending on the setup itself. But once I figured that out, I would know, okay, well, based on this, this is how many contracts I need to do. And then as my account grew, it would constantly tell me how many contracts would be suitable. So again, that compounding spreadsheet is available in the advanced workshop. And I talk about it in the advanced workshop of how to use it and so forth. But I've done, I think, the most, I mean, I've got my money split over multiple accounts. So, but I've traded, 150 lot butterflies in each account, that kind of thing. Um, and even back then, I think I was ramping it up. Uh, I'm trying to think of how much money I had back then to trade. So obviously I didn't start with 100 contracts, but I ramped it up and was trading, I think, up to, over 100 contracts for each lot once I got, things going in those accounts. But I'd have to look back and see the exact contracts in 2020 that I was trading. I apologize, I don't have that off the top of my head. Um, if a current trade alert subscriber 50% off available, yes. Yeah, so if you're a current Trade Alert subscriber, you can get 50% off the HV7. Tom, you can make that happen if it already isn't happening. I think you just go to your workshop
Um,
page, or maybe that needs to be an additional one, because if they
yeah, I
already
need
are,
to add a separate thing if
okay.
on the workshop page, if you want to buy like the HV7 for half off or the special price, I can add that.
Yeah, so if they're a Trade Alert subscriber already, and then
Okay.
want to add that. So however you do that, yeah. I know Tom will probably work his magic that by the time we sign off here, that'll be done.
Well, I'm keeping up with the questions. So I added an automatic refresh every 5 seconds if you reload the page, and it'll just keep it current.
You're doing the check marks, right? Okay.
Yeah, but just hit reload on your page, and then it'll automatically reload every 5 seconds.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so do you still trade the AIC 22? Can you please discuss how it may complement the A14? Right now, I'm mostly concentrating on the A14, mainly because I do the alert service and I like to have as few things going on as at once. And I really love the A14. I love the compounding and the short-term nature of it. But the AIC 22 it's a great strategy. I prefer doing it, like I said, like 40 to 50 days out, with the the idea of basically having it as a monthly strategy. So I'm using it as more of a monthly income strategy. And in that respect, it could complement the A14. It's also great in the Russell 2000 because you're doing things out further in time, where I think the Russell 2000 does a better job that trading in that index longer term. And then 40 to 50 days is not really considered longer term, but in our world, I guess it is. So in that respect, it's a great complement. And it has just it's a different type of strategy. Um, and I think I included a couple different ways to trade it in the updated AIC 22 workshop, where there is a more simplified method of trading it, where, especially when the market starts to get back rolling into the I'm moving up all the time kind of camp. Um, it could be some, pretty quick, easy trades there without having to worry about upside adjustments and so forth, to make some pretty quick profits in that. And now also with the weeklies, not so much, I don't know if there's enough volume or open interest in the weeklies of the Russell 2000, but there sure is in the SPX. So since you're going out further in time, you can utilize those weeklies as well to put on more trades as ones come off. So in that respect, they're not really like, you're not stepping on anything because A14 is done with 14 days to expiration or less, and the AIC 22 is closed with 14 days. You don't usually take it in any closer than 14 days to expiration. So they shouldn't really step on each other. Is there a yearly option for the alert service? Not right now, but I'm working on doing something like that. So I want to expand on the alert service and what's offered in it. So one of the ways I'm thinking about doing that is more of like a membership kind of thing where we just pay, by the year. Obviously, there'd be some um, payment options, so it doesn't have to be one big chunk, but it would be a good savings. But right now, I just have the monthly going on, and we'll definitely revisit that in the future. Uh, I signed up for the trade alert service last week. Any chance I can get the discount for the first month? Tom, I don't know how that works, but I'm going to leave that up to Tom. He knows how to work magic. Uh, Maybe there's probably more than one way to do that. If you want to, I don't think you can give a refund, but maybe the next month is half off or something like that. I don't know.
I
Um,
could probably do a refund of the 64.50.
oh, okay. So that would be easiest. So
I'll
yeah,
just I'll just write that down so I don't forget.
I don't know who did that. So yeah, happy to oblige there for
That
sure.
was Mindy.
Oh, hey Mindy. Okay, here's a returning subscriber. Yay. But you didn't purchase the HV7. Do I qualify for the first month discount? If you're a current subscriber, then it's not for current subscribers, but you do. The slide says, yeah, it's not for, I didn't, we don't want people to just go, oh, I'm going to cancel my service and then subscribe to get 50% off. That's not kind of the way
Like
it
every
works.
month. Yeah, that's not the
Right, because
point.
people would just do it every month, and that's just not really fair to me. It's for people, I did this just so, to have people come back and or try it for the first time. But the HV7 is 50% off if you're a current subscriber. So, but if you did return like within the last week or something like that, then yeah, sure, we can do that. But if it's something like you've returned like a month ago, or before that, then the HV7 course, sure, 50% off, but the big thing is that you're obviously, if you've been there and resubscribed after, for a while, you've been hopefully participating in the bonus setups that I've been sending out. So hopefully that's the nice bonus, I guess, that you've gotten so far.
Oh,
Um,
and I see Uva and Maria also just signed up, so I'll take care of those as well for
yeah,
the
so if
$64
yeah, so it's like
refunds.
I said,
Yep.
if it's within the last week, that's fine. It's just I don't want people just, you know, I don't want people to um uh cancel and then get the 50% off. So if you cancel, the 50% off doesn't apply. And I don't know how that works, but I know Tom has it programmed so that works that way. So
Yeah, I'll take
I know
care of it.
doing that stuff. Okay, I was wondering the same thing about the AIC 22. I'm not sure which same thing you mean.
I think maybe the 50% off
Oh,
to
uh,
Trade Alert subscribers.
yeah, this
No.
is this is still this is just for the A14, and since the HV7 is a high volatility trade and it's kind of adjacent to the A14 style of trading, it's kind of more geared towards that. I did have a sale not long ago. I think the last one was the Black Friday sale where we did do a sale on the AIC 22, but right now it's just I guess I mean everything's always a little bit discounted, but it's at the regular price, I believe.
Oh, Mark just clarified. He said he was just wondering if the AIC 22 is complementary to the A14.
Okay. So you got that answered. Okay, great. Um, okay, so I already bought the workshops and subscribed to the A14 service. How much is an add-on to the new service? The HV7, again, you can add it on for 50%. And if you're part of the workshop, there's nothing you need to do. It just automatically you'll get all the bonuses just like I've been giving them. So, and I think you just have to go to your class page and you'll see a button there to add the HV7 once
Yeah, I have to add that today, so
program.
it's
So
not there yet, but it will be.
he'll get yeah, he'll get that usually pretty quick, but give him like an hour or two or until the end of the day or
We got to get
midnight.
groceries, so give me a little bit more
Okay, let's
time.
let's make it till tomorrow morning on that part. Okay, if we are the first time reactivation case, and interested by 1 month trade alert trial, what steps to follow? Not clear where to click. Oh, okay. So if you are already an owner of one of the workshops, as I'm guessing, and you just want to either reactivate or try the alert service for the first time, but you do have a workshop, then you have to go to one of your whatever workshop you own, the A14 uh, original or the A14 advanced, go to that workshop and you'll see button there to add. And actually, is there something you can maybe share on the screen to show what that looks like, Tom, real quick? Or
Well, if you go to that A14 special page,
okay, let me do that real quick. Oh, why is this not working? Oh, because I'm over here.
different screen.
Different screen. Yeah. Okay, let me bring that back over here.
So those two blue buttons at the bottom go right. You have to be logged in. No, yeah, you're
I'm
on
sorry.
it.
So if you log into the AirMirror website, and then you go down to so
The
log into the
bottom of this
website first
page.
and go to this section, then just choose whatever workshop you have, or if you have both, you can click on either one. It'll automatically take you to
That
uh,
that workshop page. If you
that
just click
workshop,
on it, you should see it.
and then you'll see the buttons to add
Right. Maybe you want to do it
service
now. We can
50%
show
off,
it.
to add it with the HV7, and then by tomorrow morning, I guess you'll also see an extra button there to just do the HV7
Just
for
one
50.
by itself. But
Yeah.
if you click on it, you can just demo it real quick.
Well, if I click on it, I think I've already owned it, so it
Oh
won't show
no.
up. Oh, it will? Oh,
Well, yeah, because you're a Trade Alert subscriber, it won't show. So
it
yeah,
won't
that's
show.
right.
Yes, I'm already, yeah, but it'll be on your screen. So
It'll be underneath that. Yeah,
yeah, it'll be clear. So that is how that works. Thanks, Tom, for doing that too. Makes it
sure.
easier. Okay. Do you have an update on the AirMe release of the time zone? Yeah, actually, that's my
That's a good
next thing I'm
question.
working on. I know people have been asking me. I'm in the middle of working on it now, doing an update on it to make it just, more suitable for today's markets. And it's going to be coming out, I hope next month. So stay tuned. I'll definitely be keeping everybody
Just in
posted on
time
that.
for my birthday.
Yeah. If I can get it done sooner, I will. So, we're just at the beginning of April, so maybe I'll get it done, by April. We'll see. Comment, first targets sequence order to execute more than one. Yes, that sounds like the proper way to do. I will love to rejoin once that conditional order on TOS is sorted, or even that Excel, which can give me strike price to hit my target. Okay, the Excel spreadsheet should be there. I'll look into that. I don't know who that comment was from, but I'll look into that to make sure that you have that Excel spreadsheet. But I believe, you know what? I'm just going to take a look right now. I believe, let me just take a quick peek, and then if I have it, I'll share it with you. Um, Let me get here real quick. I'm trying to remember where I put it. I think it's into the documents, but nope, it's not there. Let's see the 2023. I can't find it. Okay, so that's something I have to remember to do, is to make sure that my A14 spreadsheet with profit targets. I'll probably have to do a little video if I can't find the video for the instructions for that as well. So I'll get that, and I will let you know where it's at. So, and I'll just post an email to everybody in the that owns a workshop, so that it's there. So you should get an email too. Okay, and then Tom, maybe you and I can do that TOS thing together or something like that. Okay, when do alerts get released, and how much slippage in price before you readjust strike selection? Alerts get released as soon as I'm getting ready to put on a trade, whether it's an entry, an adjustment, or an exit. I do have a specific entry time and an adjustment time so that it's not like all over the place. The only times that things can happen, most of the time I don't do adjustments in the middle of the day. But occasionally, well, not occasionally, but when there's an exit, if I see an exit, at a target profit, I'll take it, and that doesn't matter what time of day it is. So, as far as slippage is concerned, most of the time, people, all the time, everybody in the alert service, we're all in that private Slack community. They usually post what prices they get. A lot of times, they'll get either my price or really close to it. Usually, it's like off by a nickel. Sometimes it's off by a dime because the market's moving. But I generally, I'm putting them in and getting, showing my fills. So I'm not changing the strikes. But sometimes people will change the strikes if there's a big move and they weren't able to get to the alert order fast enough, and they want to put it in at a little bit different strikes. And that's again, that's another reason why I like, everybody in the group to have gone through the workshop so you understand how the trade works. It just makes everything so much easier. Um, so it's not too much slippage. I mean, sometimes there's a little more than others, but a lot of times there's, the same price or a nickel off. Most of the time, I don't see anything more than a dime off. That's pretty, uncommon unless somebody waited to get in or the price really moved a lot. So, but you'll see all of those comments and everything in the Slack channel. Okay, I've been trading the A14 for over a year on IB. I love it. Yay. But I have a big problem. Okay. Boo. I have not even once gotten the same fill price as you on TOS. My performance on live account is 50% worse than yours. I don't know how 50% worse, what that means exactly, but I am from Europe. TOS does not allow me to open an account from them. Okay. I do not know how to proceed. I would like to send Amy. I can't trade your account. I'm sorry. I don't have a fund. Um, so I'm not considering doing that type of service. But as you can see, you've been in the service for a while. So you see how other people are getting filled at decent fills. So I'm not quite sure why you're not getting as good fills, at least as everybody else. I don't know what 50% worse means. Um, I
Probably
know you're not,
returns, I'm guessing.
I'm sorry?
Probably just 50% less yield or return.
Well, maybe, but okay, but not like for instance, if something costs $2, you're not spending $3 on it, right? It's like you're spending two
No,
dollars.
he's probably saying if you made 80%, he made 40%.
Oh, okay, I gotcha, I gotcha. Okay, so yeah, so um, yeah, some people get the same price, or some people get a little bit different. But since you've been in the A14 alert service or you've been trading it for over a year, so you've probably been in the service, you've probably seen other people's fills. So I'm hoping that you're getting fills similar to everybody else. Maybe a nickel or a dime on certain things, slippage, or is it just that you aren't able to put the trade in when I'm doing it, or is it just on those occasions where, well, you're not saying it's just on certain occasions. I know there's certain occasions where the market just unfortunately just moves a lot right after I do something. And that just happens. So, that's where you might want to adjust the strikes. But I'd like to see if you can maybe post something in the chat. Are you getting similar prices or that other traders are getting? Or are you having to wait to put the trades on it at different times? And that's why the prices are different. So anyway, that looks like, let me oh, it's refreshing for me now. Oops, it's stuck. Let's try refreshing that again. Here we go.
And then that last one, it's just somebody said about using a VPN. And then Jack said you might need a US address to open an account. You might even need to be like a US resident. I'm not sure. You'd
I
have
don't,
to talk to TOS about that.
yeah, that I'm not sure how that works. It'd be nice if that was opened up a little bit more. I know there's lots of people in the service that are, from all over the world. So, the best thing is to, ask other users, what are they doing? Most of them are using interactive brokers, because that's the one way for sure to get around it. Um, and the one nice thing about interactive brokers, I don't really like the platform, it's just too clunky for me. But one nice thing that I really do like about it is that they have after hours trading, that people can actually trade before the market opens or after the market closes, not just the 15 minutes after the market closes, but beyond that. And there's been some traders in the service that have been getting filled before the market opens, in the before hours, I guess, and they're getting, and then the market opens and those prices aren't available anymore because the market did, moved in a different way. So
Yeah,
there are
I
some
know
benefits to
Thomas
interactive.
Byron does that a lot. He's in Geneva.
Yeah, so it's got its pluses. So I wouldn't knock it. It's just a little bit. It's not as friendly, but it's definitely, it's a good platform.
Yeah, it's a more pro level platform.
Yeah, it's just, user friendliness, not so much. You'd think that they would have updated it by now. And it's not as inexpensive. It used to be touted as like, the lowest price. Again, I don't know for people in Europe, maybe it is still, but for here in the US, it's not the lowest price anymore. So anyway, any other questions?
And that's all I see.
Okay. So I know you got to go shopping, you said,
Yeah, we gotta get groceries. So
and then you're going to get that extra
I gotta
budget.
get, well, I have a few things to do. I have
Okay.
three people I need to give a $64.50 refund because they just started. And then I
Okay.
have to add the HV7 50% off for A14 Trade Alert subscribers.
Okay. And then we can talk later about the conditional order, maybe video or something like that to kind of showcase that. And then I will also get on the Excel spreadsheet. Somebody was asking about that to show when profits are hit. So I have a nice little Excel spreadsheet for that. Basically, the way it works is I have Thinkorswim running in the background, and then it grabs data from that. So, and if you're really good with Excel, I'm sure you could try to grab data from other places, but that way I can get real-time data.
We did have two straggler questions.
Okay, let me refresh. Are there any advantages to use one with the service? For me, I mean, I like it because I also do a lot of back testing. I'm, always developing new strategies. And I also want to showcase, like anytime I'm teaching, I'm going back in time and showing trades that were already done. You can't do that unless you have an analysis program that can go back in time and show trades from the past. But as far as advantages, I mean, yeah, it makes things easy as far as like, visually seeing things. It keeps things in order. So if I, create a trade and I, post adjustments to it, it keeps track of the previously realized gains and losses. And if I'm trading more than just, one thing, it keeps everything separate and nice and easy and tidy. Of course, there are ways of doing it in Thinkorswim, and I know there's a video in both of the workshops that shows how to use Thinkorswim so that you can also see the previous gains and losses for a position by using the simulated trades. However, if you've got a lot of stuff going on with the same underlying, it might get a little clunky to kind of keep everything separated. So I guess those would be the advantages of using one. Also, if you want to go back and see what you did in the past, maybe to help make decisions in the future, that kind of thing. What broker am I trading? I'm trading with Tasty Trade. And I don't know if you can get exactly the same commission. I trade a lot, so I actually got even a I got a much lower commission than a lot of people do. But what I'm going to do here is see if I can find, hold on one second. Um, Find the commission and I'll post it in there. There, here, I'll give you the uh, updated, if I can find it. Let's go Tasty Trade. I have here we go. Here we go. So if you're new to Tasty Trade, or if you already have a Tasty Trade account, here are the instructions. I'm going to post that in the, whoops, where am I here? So you guys are here. Let me go to the chat and send to everyone. Okay, so these are the instructions to negotiate so I do have a special commission and exchange fee rate for my students, which is 80 cents to open, 0 to close, and exchange fees are only 53 cents per contract for the SPX. Obviously, if you're trading in something else, it's usually less. So it's basically ends up to be about $1.86 round trip. But if you trade a lot of contracts, or you do a lot of trading, you can get that to come down. I have a lower price than that because I trade a lot. So basically, here's just the instructions. You sign up for the account using that link, and then after you're signed up and funded, you just contact Alan at Tasty Trade, tell him you're one of my students and that you signed up and you'd like the commission rates, and then if you're a big time account or a lot of trading going on, then you can say, hey, can I even get better than that? Okay. Um, all right, let's go back to the questions. Ooh, more questions.
Not too
Uh,
many more.
okay, just a couple more here. I got, can you explain buying power in TOS? I want to know how much money I need in my account to trade two lots. Well, I trade two lots in well, it depends on how many bonus trades you put on. There might be, three in a week or, two in a week, or maybe there's just, one or
Do
maybe
they
one.
typically
One.
overlap?
So really,
Like the
but for a
bonus
two
trades?
lot A14 in the alert service, I try to keep, even with adjustments, everything, I generally keep it to a maximum of $5,000. But um, most of the time it doesn't hit that amount. So a two lot A14 is going to be about that much. But if it's a really wide broken wing butterfly setup, those usually cost more. And sometimes the spread differential is higher, so you'd have more higher risk. But I'm not putting on trades that are, more than $5,000. Usually they start off at around, maybe $2,000 or $3,000 would be the most. And then even for a two lot A14, it usually doesn't get up to more than maybe $3,000 even with adjustments. Sometimes they can hit five, but that's my max for something that I'm going to make adjustments on. And also it's the max for what I'm doing in the alert service. Um, Now, of course, if you have an account that's got less than $25,000, you can trade these, but you got to do things a little differently because if you have a same day, if you step on a strike on the same day, like you make an adjustment and it happens to step on a strike, or you close out your trade because you hit your profit target on the same day or something like that, or within 3 days, I think it is, then you don't want to get that
The pattern
uh,
day trader.
yeah, the pattern day trader rule. So the way to deal with that is by, closing things out using calls instead of puts, that kind of thing, so that you're not hitting that. So that's something you got to think about. That's probably an additional class that I probably want to. I mean, I think I already talked about it in the workshops, but it's probably something I want to go on into further as an additional separate little video. So I'm gonna write a note on that. Pattern day trader video.
Now, when you post your results, what commissions and fees are you using for the official trades?
You know what? I think I am using, let me find out because I think I'm using I don't know if I changed it or not. I believe I'm either using the commissions that I'm getting or I'm using $1 a contract because that's what I used to have a long time ago. So it's either like, $1.80 or to a $2 round trip, or it could be a little bit less than that if I just depends on what I put in one. I'll have to double check. Uh, the the smallest it would be $1.52 round trip because that's what I'm getting. So I think it's like $1.52, or maybe I'm like something like that. So it wouldn't be any less than that. So it'd be somewhere between $1.52 and $2 round trip per contract.
Okay.
One, oh, okay, yeah.
And
Well, it's
that
not
last
that
one,
much. Yeah, because of commissions and fees. I mean, that's something,
but that's going to
like
be
I said,
pretty small percentage normally.
it's probably a pretty small percentage. It's not going to be too much more. I mean, it depends. I mean, I think people from Canada, they really get their commissions and fees are a lot higher. Then there's just,
Oh,
unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. The only thing I can do is, with Tasty Trade, they do offer my students a lower rates. Um, but and if you trade a lot, you can, ask your broker to lower the rates, that kind of thing.
well, I think we got to the end of the questions, Amy.
Okay, great. Well, thanks everybody for joining. It was great to have so many people sign up to watch this live. For people that are watching the recording, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the service. It's a great service, a lot of great people there. The community is wonderful. It's the community itself, I think, is like a huge part of the value as well, and it's been doing performing really well. It's a great trade, so I'm happy with it. So anyway, that's it. Tom, you want to add anything?
No, again, I have those little tasks to do, but I'll do those a
Okay.
little bit later today after I get back.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks everyone for joining. Look forward to seeing you in the service. Take care.
Thanks. Thanks, everyone. See ya.